Conspiracy nutcases love dramatic events, but proofs is not so important. First of all, I want to thank all my patrons, members, donors and subscribers. All of you are important for me. Thank you very much. The last couple of days have been quite dramatic here in Sweden, and it have affected me. Tomorrow evening I have to go away again and will be away 1 to 2 weeks. The event I'm talking about is the sabotage of the gas lines from Russia to Germany, Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. Nord Stream 1 is owned by several European energy companies and the Russian gas company Gazprom. They have 51% of the shares in the company. Nord Stream 1 was ready 2011 and have been delivering gas to Germany since then. Nord Stream 2 was completed in the fall of 2021 but has never been put into use. Among other things, due to political stances resulting from Russia's declaration of Donetsk and Luhansk as independent republics and the invasion of Ukraine in February this year. Nord Stream 2 is owned by a company that is completely under Gazprom's control. In Sweden, during both construction of both this pipeline, it have been a debate, most of it concerning the security, the national security of Sweden. 510 kilometers of the pipelines is in Swedish economical zone and very close to very strategic places in Sweden, for instance the island Gotland. The pressure in Nord Stream 2 fell during the night to Monday this week from 105 to 7 bars. Later on Monday, a leak was confirmed by the discovery of large areas of bubbles on the surface of the Danish island of. Some hours later, 2 leaks was discovered on Nord Stream 1, barely 7 kilometers apart. And on Wednesday, a 4th leak was confirmed. This one was discovered on Tuesday. Nord Stream 1 has 2 leaks, one in the economic zone of Sweden and one in the Danish, approximately at the height of Simrishamn. Nord Stream 2 is leaking in the Danish economic zone southeast of Bornholm. The other one is located in the Swedish economic zone close to the leaks on Nord Stream 1. The distance between the leaks in Nord Stream 1 and the first one in Nord Stream 2 is about 75 kilometers. The distance between the leaks in Nord Stream 1 is about 6 kilometers, and the new leak on Nord Stream 2 is in the same area. According to seismologs in several countries, everything indicates that explosions caused the leaks. These are the facts available from open sources. No party seems to have a dissenting opinion regarding this description. There are no facts about what caused the explosions, who caused them, and why. Still, there are people that are sure about who did this and why. Let's look at some example of theories regarding this event.
Less than 3 weeks before the war in Ukraine began, Joe Biden suggested on camera that he might take out these pipelines. Watch.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the the border of Ukraine again, then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
Notice how he phrased that, and he's the president, doesn't phrase things by accident, particularly when he's reading off cards. He didn't say, I will pause the delivery of gas from Russia to Germany. He said, there won't be a Nord Stream 2. We'll put an end to it. We'll take it out. We'll blow it up. How will you do this? He was asked. I promise you we will be able to do it. They thought this through. And yet those watching, very much including us, didn't take Biden seriously when he said it. This is the president who has declared climate change the most pressing emergency in the history of the world.
So Biden is behind it, according to Tucker Carlson and Fox News. The facts are that Germany have decided to not buy gas from Nord Stream 2 because of the war. If Germany don't buy the gas from that pipeline, the investment from Gazprom and Russia is worthless. And if he bothered following political debates and so on in Europe, the European countries is in a high pace working to get rid of needing buying energy from Russia. And Tucker also clearly lies. He claims that Biden said blow it up. He didn't. Let's listen to what Biden said once more.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
So Tucker lacks evidence for his statements, so he lies about what the president really said. A common tactic when you want to spread conspiracies. Let me show another statement from Biden from this spring.
Reason to believe the Russian forces are planning to and intend to attack Ukraine in the coming week, in the coming days. We believe that they will target Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, a city of 2.8 million innocent people. We're calling out Russia's plans loudly and repeatedly, not because we want a conflict, but because we're doing everything in our power to remove any reason that Russia may give to justify invading Ukraine and prevent them from moving.
This was published 5 days before the invasion of Ukraine, and he described it quite correct. And of course, conspiracy nutcases uses this as a proof that US is behind the war in Ukraine. My opinion is it was because of good intelligence. NATO countries and neighboring countries were collecting information and therefore did know that an attack was close. It's easy to make a conspiracy if you take what someone said before a happening, and when it happens you use it as a proof that they are behind it. The same goes for Tucker. Another theory regarding US is that they want to sell liquid natural gas transported by ships to Europe. US is not the only country that can sell gas to Europe. Norway, for instance. Perhaps it's Norway that blew up the pipelines. Let's have a look at this image once more. Since before you have two pipelines from Norway to Germany, Europipe 1 and Europipe 2. You see Europipe two in this image. The interesting one on this image is the blue one. That's the Baltic pipe. And it's a natural gas pipeline from the Norwegian sector of the North Sea to Poland. And this have been operational since the 26th of September this year. The same day as the gas line from Russia was blown up. So, I don't claim that the Norwegians are behind it, but if you want to make a conspiracy, this is the perfect one. It's much better than the nonsense about US. Another candidate is Mr. Putin and Russia. Why would they blow up their own pipelines? There are several possible reasons. One goal could be to create an anxiety in Europe that could lead to increasing energy costs, which could cause disagreement between countries regarding the sanctions against Russia. Energy costs are already extremely high in Europe. Another is to shift attention from what Russia is doing in Ukraine to something else. Investigating who is behind this sabotage is not easy, and there will certainly be arguments about it for a long time. And then we have the fact that Sweden and Finland have applied to join NATO and the effects of that for Russia. To explain this one, I think I have to explain some basic things about war. In war, you try to stop the enemy on the border, or more ideal, outside your border. In my country, we have a very strong air force and very strong navy. That's to be able to stop or slow down the enemy out at sea. And with the strong navy, you can move equipment and people to the fight. Let's have a look at Russia and where they have their naval resources. In the east, they have Vladivostok beside China, and a bit further north, Pavlovsk, and in the Black Sea area they have fleet resources, and a small in Syria. The biggest one and the most important one is Murmansk up in the north. And then we will have a look at the Baltic Sea. In the Baltic Sea they have a smaller unit in St. Petersburg and a bigger one here in Kaliningrad. And Kaliningrad is quite difficult for them because it's between Lithuania and Poland, so they have to go over Belarus and through Lithuania to get to Kaliningrad from mainland Russia. Otherwise they have to use the sea or the air. When or if Sweden and Finland joins NATO, Russia have to pass between Denmark and Sweden to get out and into the Baltic Sea. The strongest naval base is Murmansk up here. I mark it with a blue circle, and if they want to go, for instance, to St. Petersburg, they would have take this route and pass between Sweden and Denmark. So in what way could this explain the sabotage of the Nord Stream pipelines? Let's have a look at the map with the pipelines once again. Marked with the blue circle here is Gotland, the Swedish island. That island is very important to control the Baltic Sea. And with Sweden in NATO, Russia is afraid that we could block them to getting out from St. Petersburg. We could isolate St. Petersburg from Kaliningrad. Down here with a red circle is the Danish island Bornholm. That's also a very strategic island in the Baltic Sea that can control the whole sea. In the end of World War II, Soviet Union took Bornholm and liberated it from the Germans. After the peace, they stayed on the island for 11 months and occupied it, and they demanded promises from Denmark to give it back, that they would defend the island from every foreign nation, and they wouldn't allow any other countries to station militaries on the island. And that agreement did Denmark hold the whole Cold War and still do. So what do the pipelines have to do with all of this? I think Russia can use this sabotage of the Russian pipelines to guard them, to have military forces guarding the pipelines. In our country's economic zones, very close to our countries and very close to very strategic places for us, Gotland, Bornholm, and up here Karlskrona, which is the biggest naval base in Sweden and the place where we build our submarines and naval vessels. I will mark Karlskrona with a green circle. That was several theories about the sabotage of those pipelines. I don't claim to know the reasons for this. Personally, I think the Russian alternative is the most likely. Please note that I don't say it's Russia. I don't have the proof to claim it's Russia. It's most likely for me, and that's my personal opinion. I will return to this topic. As I said in the beginning, I will have to go out at work and will be back in 1 or 2 weeks' time. Perhaps I will be able to make some short videos, I'm not sure. And regarding Ukraine, I'm very happy that so many have helped me help Ukraine. We are still at 10,500 euros roughly. The free drones have arrived in Ukraine and hopefully will be useful for the defense of Ukraine. So once again, a big thank you to all helping me helping Ukraine. That was all I had for you for this time. I'm not sure when I will see you next time, but have a nice day, have a nice weekend, and I will be back.